Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday everyone. I am so happy and honored to spend some time with you today. We are completing our series on introvert selling tips. And what a week, huh? What a couple weeks we've had. Across the nation and in our homes and even globally, right? Like, this is how messaging works. This is how marketing works. This is how movements work. And it's a beautiful opportunity right now to reflect on how words matter and how we treat people matters and how people see what we say and how that matters. And so welcome everyone. Welcome to Training Tuesday. I am so blessed to be here with you today. And if you are catching this Facebook Live, not on Facebook, please join us in one of the best groups around called Marketing and Selling for Thought Leaders on Facebook, where we do Training Tuesday every Tuesday and amazing interactive workshops that give you access of how to use your words, how to market, and how to sell in any environment through anything going on, because at the end of the day, you are a business, I am a business, and we have business to be doing and lives to be changing. So welcome. Hey Maria, hey Monique. If you're here, please say hello in the comments. If you are catching the replay, it's hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. Okay, everyone. So it is Training Tuesday. We have the third of our series. I've been doing a series over the past few weeks on introvert selling. If you are new to the group, hello. If you are joining us and you're back to continue the learning, know that you did not miss anything last week. I was actually on vacation. So it's so good to be back with you all today. And we are talking about selling strategies. Now, if you're not an introvert, stay tuned, okay? These work for introverts and extroverts, but I was specifically asked as an introvert, how do I continue to reach out? How do I continue to follow up? How do I continue to make the sale? How do I continue putting myself in the spotlight? And one of the things that I've been talking with my students about this week is, are you convicted? Do you have conviction for what you're selling? And that's actually how we started this series off, was, would you even buy what it is that you're trying to sell? And if the answer is no, and that could be for a lot of reasons. You don't believe in it anymore. It needs to be rebranded. The messaging is off. It doesn't bring you joy as a service provider, as a coach, as a consultant. You should go back and watch the first video in the series in Unit 9. And that video is called, Would You Even Buy Your Own Product or Service? And we talked about even my own journey of how I rebrand things when they start getting stale and they don't feel good. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Okay. The second video in the series we did a couple weeks ago, and it was called, Is Your Self-Sufficient Nature Killing Your Business Revenue? Because one thing as introverts is we want to just do it ourselves. We want to get it done. We have a right way we want to do it. We don't want to interact with a lot of people. And guess what? It doesn't really work in business. No great business is built in isolation. So we talked about some strategies for asking for help. We talked about some strategies for getting rid of perfectionism. We talked about staying in imperfect action. We talked about getting out of indecision, because that's a killer to our businesses and to our revenue. And I gave you some great strategies for that. And here we are back for week 3. The fortune is in the follow-up. Now, before I get started today, I want to just take a moment to acknowledge what's happening in our country, around the world, and all the people of all types and nationalities who are using their voices to fight for justice. And it's a powerful lesson, if you can get your brain around it, on the power of words and the power of how movements are built. And basically, it's all marketing at the end of the day, okay? So if you can look at things through that lens, there's a lot you can learn to actually apply to your brand, all right? And I will be the first to say, I have said this from the beginning of time, and I will stand in it, and you will hear it. We have workshop next week if you're joining us, okay? Most of us go into business to change the world, and money is a tool to change the world. So I am a stand for you making money so that you can then donate the money, you can contribute the money, you can use the money to change your communities and to change the world. That has never changed. The pandemic came, I said the same thing. Riots are happening, I'm saying the same thing. I've had businesses through wildfires and earthquakes and hurricanes and you name it, it's happened. And I will still stand on this premise. I am your best cheerleader for you getting out of your own way and continuing to build your business rooted in your values so you can go make money and change the world. Can I get some love for that? Can I get some hearts for that? That is what this brand has always been about. And it's always been about helping you have a profitable business so you can do the good in the world that you're being called to do. So now is not the time to stop selling. The pandemic was not the time to quit selling. All right. And if you're using anything as an excuse to stop selling, actually the problem is within yourself and what you're selling, which is why we're doing this series, right? Which happened well before any of this other stuff that started. Okay, so sending everyone lots of love. We're rooted in love in this community. Sending everyone lots of courage to use their voice, and sending everyone lots of wisdom and insight to do the right thing. Right? That's what we're about here. And that's what we're about in your marketing. And that's what we're about in helping you build businesses that do good in the world. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Training Tuesday. So happy to be here with you today. All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal, everyone. We got a workshop coming up next week called the Confident Marketing Workshop. I will be live every day next week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And you need to register for this workshop, okay? Because you're going to get the action guide. You're going to get some bonus content. How do you register? mshannonhernandez.com/confidentmarketingws. Amy Hager, I saw you here. Welcome. If you could grab that link and put it in the comments a few times throughout this broadcast, that would be awesome. All right. So, mshannonhernandez.com/confidentmarketingws. You want to be here. We are going to help you position marketing, right? Position your offer, name your offer, talk about how to sell your offer in integrity. Talk about specific selling strategies that match your content personality. And I am so excited to be back with you live all week next week. We've got prizes, we've got giveaways, we've got a fantastic week lined up for you. Okay? All right, let's talk about one of my favorite things to talk about. The fortune is in the follow-up. Now, I'm really happy to say in 2 days, 1 day, all right, I didn't work too much yesterday. I followed up with 4 people who had told me they were interested in working with me, all right, in one capacity or another. And I made 18 plus 5,000. I haven't done the math yet. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You guys see I still count on my fingers? $23,000 in a day. All right, just because I followed up. Now, here's the sticky part. As an introvert, sometimes we feel like we're bothering people when we follow up. Sometimes we feel like we don't have the systems in place to do the proper follow-up. Sometimes we feel like we have lost track of the relationship, which, by the way, selling is all relationships, all right? So that's why we use the hashtag in here a lot, relationships first. Sometimes we don't know the follow-up strategy to use. And so today we're going to demystify this. So first of all, how many of you would like to make, I don't know, $10,000 by the end of this week? If you're a yes to making an extra $10,000 by the end of this week, type hell yes in the comments, because it is available to you, but you have to have the courage to follow up. You've got to know where you are in this relationship buying cycle. You've got to be able to understand that you're not bothering people. You are showing up in service no matter what else is going on in the world. Okay? You've got to be the one to do the outreach because everyone else is focused on their other stuff, all right? This is the mindset and the mentality that you have to develop if you are going to be a successful coach and consultant and business owner. The fortune is in the follow-up, okay? So the first thing I want everyone to do today, take out a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. We're going to make what I call a list of 25, all right? And we're going to brainstorm just 5 to get us started. You guys can continue on your list later. We're going to brainstorm a list of 5 people who have told you no in the past or are on your radar that you'd like to reach out to, or attended a workshop or a training that you had and you would like to reconnect with them about your offer, or somebody who finished work with you maybe 6 or a year ago and you want to check in with them and see if they need some more help. Guys, this is not rocket science, but it takes courage and it takes conviction and it takes consistency. And when you have these 3 things, you are unstoppable. This is what I help people with: courage, confidence, conviction, consistency. Okay? No one's going to buy from you if you're not asking from it. No one for the sale. No one's going to buy from you if you're not following up with them. No one's going to buy from you if you don't believe in your product and your service 150%. They won't. So, people who come to me with marketing and selling problems, it's either because they're hiding, they don't have the confidence to talk about it yet. That's messaging, that's marketing. And then when we get people on the phone or Zoom, we freak out. All right? I help with all of those things. So right now, I want you to get out a piece of paper. I want you to make a list of 5 people you would love to work with. You know them already. You know these people. They're in your Facebook group. They've been through your trainings. They're your friends. They're maybe your family. All right. But this is all about relationship building. And you can also make, whatever I said, $23,000 in 24 hours. That's $1,000 an hour. I'm giving myself a hell yes for that. All right. That's good. $1,000 an hour. I'll take that every hour. Right. So, this is the essence of why people come into my program and work with me. They want to understand how to build those relationships. So when they reach out again, it's a yes, or at least a conversation. Okay. They want to understand how to position their offers and talk about it in a way that's really natural and that they're on fire for, so that people will buy it and work with them. Okay? This is all the reason people come to work with me. They want to understand how to have systems in place so we don't lose people in the process. And guys, guess what? You don't need to spend lots of money on this at all. Okay? What needs to happen is you need some sort of a little system. I don't even care if it's paper and pen. Every day you're making your list of 10 or 15 people you're going to reach out to. Okay? You need a list. You need a calendar. That's important. All right? And I keep track of things in a spreadsheet. And would you all believe, until I reached about 300,000 a year, I'm working off spreadsheets. And guess what? I'm still working off spreadsheets. I have my spreadsheet out right now of all the people who have said yes or no to all the different offers. And guess what? I'm still building relationships with them. But it's right there in my face. That list is in my face. And every day I pick people to build relationship with. This is huge for your business. And this is the thing most people are not willing to do. Okay? So step one, you have a list in front of you of people you would love to invite to work with you. Okay? Step two, you're going to follow up with them. That could be an audio message in Facebook Messenger. That could be an audio message on the Voxer app if you use Voxer. That could be an email to them, a personalized email. That could be an invitation to do a catch-up call and a coffee chat and just see what's going on in people's worlds and strike up the conversation and tell them what you're up to. That could be a personal video that you record on your phone and you drop into their messenger. These are all ways that I sell. Would you all believe all of those sales that I made in the last 24 hours, $23,000, I didn't talk to any of them in person. None of them. I followed up in either email or messenger. Because I have that kind of relationship with people. I work at it. It is part of my business strategy. Okay? So you need a system for follow-up. Spreadsheet, calendar, block off time. You need a process for follow-up, a way to follow up, a strategy. Do you want to send personalized videos? Do you want to send personalized Facebook messages? Do you want to send an email to meet and greet at a coffee chat? How do you want to follow up? All right. And we're going to talk about something now called ritual and reward. Those of you who have been through the Joy Money Retreat with me, this will sound familiar to you, but you may be surprised at the story I'm going to share. Those of you that haven't been through it, you're going to get it and understand it, at least on the surface level, okay? So, would you all believe that I still have to give myself a reward outside of money for sitting down and doing follow-up? Because I don't enjoy the sitting down part and doing follow-up. I enjoy the money, right? But actually what I teach is don't get attached to the sale because then the energy gets all wonky. So I teach something called ritual and reward through the Joy Money Retreats that I offer, okay? And here's how it works. Okay, I have my list. I have my calendar. And tomorrow is Wednesday. And tomorrow from 9:30 to 10 in my calendar is follow-up time. One, I keep it sacred. Nothing screws with my sales and my follow-up because that's where my money is made. Okay, I don't let anything else creep in. I don't schedule anything. I don't decide to go running at 9 and then take a shower and miss the block. No, it's sacred time. That's the ritual piece. Okay, here's the reward. Because I don't want to attach the follow-up to the money, because then your energy gets wonky and you're so attached to the outcome that things just go crazy. You forget about the relationship, right? And you're working for the money, not actually the good of doing good in the world, okay? I help people understand how to reward themselves. So tomorrow from 9:30 to 10, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do follow-up. And I know that my reward is a walk outside afterwards. It's in my calendar. Or I know that my reward is 15 minutes with my art journal and my markers. Or I know that my reward for doing the work is an ice cream sandwich, right? So can everyone type right now the 3 steps you need? First, you need a list. Second, you need a follow-up strategy. And third, you need a reward for doing the work that is not tied to the revenue. Because that's when things start getting really weird. You start judging yourself for not being generating enough money. You go into the spiral, which I call the low confidence spiral. All right. And it's not good. It's just not a good place to be. Okay. So, those are the 3 steps: introvert, extrovert, ambivert, whatever kind of vert you are. All right. And that is really how I generate so much money in this brand. It is the follow-up. Okay. Now, one of the questions I always get asked, Susan, I see your question. I'll come back to that. One of the questions I always get asked is, how long do you follow up? I follow up until they tell me either to screw off or they give me a yes. I am relentless in follow-up. 1, it shows that I actually care about what I'm doing and I care about the person. All right. But 2, I don't let anyone else decide a no for me. I don't let anyone else choose when I'm going to stop following up and making money and making impact. Okay. So you've got to follow up until you hear a no, or until you hear a yes, or until you get money in your bank account. And when you do that, it's very clear. You got a lot of people to keep following up with, but over time, you build a relationship with them. Okay. So Susan asked the question, what am I doing in the 30-minute block of follow-up? I am sending an email. I am sending a personalized video, or I am sending an audio message. And I am saying, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I followed up with, James. He's in this group. I followed up with James in an email about the Joy Money Retreat I'm hosting in San Antonio in January. And I said, hey, the spaces for this are almost gone. Would you like to join us in San Antonio? This is how it works. Gave him the details, gave him the rundown, told him how much it was. He said, yeah, hold me a spot. I'm on vacation. I'll get back to you when I get back next week. Okay, that's it. All right. Another one I followed up with, a voice message on Audio Messenger. Susie, okay, she's in this group. I said, hey, Susie, this is an interesting one, actually. I'm going to tell you guys about this one. So Susie was in the Confident Expert program. She just came out of the program. Her 6 months was up. She said, I'll be back in the fall. In the meantime, I've been talking to Susie about what she needs next for the next level. Okay. And I said, all right, I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to follow up with you because I need some time to think about this. And guess what? I'm launching a program called the Joyful CEO. It's for graduates of TCE who meet certain requirements. And I messaged her and I said, this is what it is. I have not had time to type it out. Here it is on a piece of paper. It was my notes. Here's the picture. I would love to have you in this program. We're going to start in July. And she said, yes. She said, oh, this is awesome. This is exactly what I'm looking for. That's a yes. That was a $9,000 program. Okay. So what do I say? I say what needs to be said. I say what I'm selling. I say why I want them in the program. And I ask them if they have any questions. That's what I do during follow-up. That is how I make the money on follow-up. Okay. So you guys, you can do this selling thing. It starts right here in your heart. It starts in your heart in 150% conviction and hell yes that you would buy what it is you're selling. Okay, that's the first step. Once we're there, it's systems, follow-up strategy, and rewarding yourself outside of the revenue. Because I don't want you attaching your success to your revenue. It is a destructive cycle that I was in for years. Because guess what? I was working with people who my worth was in the revenue. I have a lot more to offer and a lot more impact I'm doing that is outside of revenue. Okay? So, has this been helpful for you today? Type yes or no in the comments. Tell me what your takeaway is. If you have any questions, ask the questions. And while you're doing that, what I want to say is we are going to talk more about marketing and selling and strategy all week next week in our workshop. It's called the Confident Marketing Workshop. It's a week-long workshop in this Facebook group. You must register to get the action guide and the bonus content, all right? And you can register at mshannonhernandez.com/confidentmarketingws. Okay? I am relentless in follow-up, and my bank account shows it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm mean. It doesn't mean I'm pushy. It doesn't mean any of those things. What it means is I prioritize it in my calendar. I have a system for following up. Kristen, good news for you. You are in the Confident Expert program. You're one of our new students. And guess what? You can find all kinds of trainings on this in the program. Look for the one that says how I use Asana to track all of my sales and follow-up, okay? Amy wants to know who's registered for the workshop that kicks off next week. She's been kind and she's dropped the link, all right? So introvert, ambivert, whatever you are, this is good business practices that we discuss in this group. Good marketing and good business practices. Because over and over and over again, what's going to work is that you are committed to what you're doing. You are consistent, you are convicted, and you ask for what you want. Okay? And that's what I want to share with you today on our final series of Introvert Selling. I am M. Shannon Hernandez, the Joyful Marketing Strategist for coaches and consultants around the globe to tap into their joy when it comes to marketing and selling and learn how to sell out their offers and build a life that they love living. I will see you all in the workshop next week. Adios, friends.